Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Jake Xavier Sports, and obviously, this is not the way the Jaguars wanted to look this early in the season. The Jaguars did lose to the Dallas Cowboys 40-7. Yep, we lost to the Cowboys 40-7. And I don't think it, before the season, I don't think any Jaguar fans thought it would be this bad. If any Jaguar fans thought we was going to be bad or take a step back this year, I don't think, 40-7 was in their thought process of us being able to lose by that many points or just look that bad on offense and on defense, quite frankly. So it's plenty of blame to go around. You can't just really point the blame at one guy or one unit. I know a lot of Jaguar fans are going to be easy and quick to say, this game was on Blake Bortles, because Blake Bortles he's played bad this whole year. He's had a couple games where he's looked good and, career high passing yards and all this other stuff, all this other crap. But we look bad today. And Bortles is a big reason for it. And I know, like I said, he's going to get a lot of the blame because it's just easy just to point at the quarterback. Because the quarterback's the most important position in sports. It's the most recognizable and the most scrutinized position in sports. So obviously, when you see a team lose 40-7, they only putting up 7 points, the first thing you got to think of is the offense and the quarterback situation. But I'm here to tell you, it's a lot deeper than just Bortles. I wasn't hearing anybody saying it was Bortles' fault when we beat the Patriots this year, or we blew out the Jets this year. So obviously Bortles has talent, and it's somewhere in there. Now, yes, I can agree it's been inconsistent this year, but we've seen him play well, and we've seen, when there's things around him that's clicking, and, there's other guys that are motivated to play, and, there's receivers getting open, there's guys blocking, and he actually has time to make a fucking decision. Like, that's the Blake Bortles that, we want to see as Jaguar fans. And Blake Bortles right now, he's out there by himself. He's not that good of a quarterback to where he can make things happen by himself with a bad offensive line and receivers that can't get open. He's not Russell Wilson. I'm not sitting here trying to say that Blake Bortles is the second coming of Tom Brady or Drew Brees. I'm not saying he's that guy to us, but Blake Bortles is our quarterback. He's the guy that we chose to draft. He's the guy that we chose to pay, give this money to, extend him through all the way through next year. And he's the guy that we've chosen to develop as a quarterback. We've had a chance to get multiple quarterbacks these past couple years in the draft, free agency. So all the quarterbacks, we got Kirk Cousins we could have overpaid for. We got Case Keenum. Got Teddy Bridgewater we could have drafted. Could have drafted Patrick Mahomes. The guy that we played this Sunday, Dak Prescott, we could have drafted him. It's a lot of things we could have done differently to fix the quarterback position. But they chose not to. They chose to stick with Blake Bortles. So obviously, if the coaching staff and Tom Coughlin and our whole Jaguars organization believed in Blake Bortles and they trusted in the things that he was doing, then that means that they trust him to perform well this season. And if they felt like there was a better upgrade or a better option to go to in the offseason, then they would have already done it. So they didn't. So obviously, it doesn't matter what your Jaguar fans think or what any of the NFL fans think. In the Jaguars or inside that Jaguars organization, they believe Blake is the answer. So they pretty much have done everything in their power to make sure he's successful. But they haven't done a good job in doing that. You can't just put a bunch of second and third string wide receivers, basically no tight ends, and a bad offensive line around him and expect Bortles to be successful. I don't think any quarterback – I don't think there's any quarterback out there that's out there right now that we can get on our team that's going to be better than what Blake is showing us. Even in the game on Sunday, you can only point to one throw on Sunday to where it was like scratching your head. And it was a throw into double coverage where, yes, it got picked off, but we're down. We're already down, 20? I think we're down 24-0 or 17-0 at that point. I mean, at that point, the game's over. Blake's just trying to make a play better than what anybody else is trying to do in the game. And, it's just, like I said, it's always funny just to see how fans overreact. They're just quick to just point at one thing. Now, last week, the Kansas City game, you could put that on Blake. He turned the ball over 5 times. He was bad in that game, But in this game versus the Cowboys, I just didn't see Blake. Blake wasn't getting any help. I mean, and you can say he went 3 and out on multiple occasions, but the guy's got to have time to throw. He's sitting back in the pocket with no time to throw, and Josh Walker, he's just not cutting it. Andrew Norwell, he's not worth the money. Like, none of our offensive linemen is good right now. Brandon Linder even disappointed me on a couple plays. Like, there's nobody on our offense right now that's performing at a high level at all. And then D.D. Westbrook, early in the game, he had a chance to convert that 3rd down and extend the drive, and he dropped the ball. Was that Blake Bortles' fault? Hell no. So, I think Blake is what he is, guys. I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to make Blake out to be something that he's not. We all know he's an above average to above average quarterback at best, and he's only gonna give you what he's shown you in his career. But we've seen him perform well when you have things going around him. And I know you can argue, oh, well, you need too many things to go right around him for him to be successful. But name one quarterback in the NFL that's not like that. There's not one guy out there besides, like I said, maybe Russell Wilson that can just literally put the team on his back and can just make plays without having a good offensive line or, receivers. It's just hard to do. So my solution to everything would be to fire Nathaniel Hackett. And I'm not saying fire him just because of Sunday. This is a multitude of things in the past couple of years. Going back to the AFC Championship game where you were ultra aggressive and letting Bortles, dissect the defense and find holes in that defense, and then come late in the second half of that game and you were not aggressive. We stopped being aggressive and we stopped putting our foot on the gas. So that's really where it started. And then even in points in the season last year, like the last game of the season, or even the Buffalo Bills playoff game, like, we got to find ways to get Bortles going and get him scoring, because the game after, the 2 games after that, he performed well throwing the ball. So it's like, is it Blake? Is it just the fact that Blake's not performing? Or is it just Nathaniel Hackett is just really not a good play caller? I mean, we saw on Monday night, the Chiefs, you saw the Chiefs defense is not that good. They gave up 43 points to the Patriots. And I know the Patriots were at home, but I mean, it seems like that Patriots win this year was like the most fluke win in the NFL, because Patriots defense are not all that good either. And Hackett, which I thought he called a great game in the New England game, but you can tell like the NFL defensive coordinators are starting to catch up with our plan and what we're trying to do, trying to be a run first team, and we're trying to be this aggressive team that controls the clock, but we don't have an offensive coordinator that even trusts our own running back to keep giving them the ball. And I understand TJ Yeldon might be a little bit banged up, but he didn't look banged up to me when he was running those 8-yard, 7 to 8 yard runs and catches out the backfield. He looked fine to me. So I don't know why we're abandoning the run. Blake Bortles, just like I said, he's above average at best, but he needs time to throw. If you're going to call these long developing plays, knowing our offensive line sucks, knowing that none of our receivers can get open besides on a crossing route, why would you still continue to call these long developing plays? I just don't get it. I mean, does he know who we have out there? I mean, we just signed a running back, Jamal Charles, on Tuesday, and he's already got like what? He got to see like 4 or 5 snaps in the game. So, and I just don't know what Hackett's doing. I know a lot of people were saying they wanted to fire Todd Wash, our defensive coordinator. The only problem I had with him was that he only rushed 2 guys on that 3rd and goal. I think when the Cowboys were up 24-0 already, and he only sent 2 guys on a rush. And Dak Prescott, I mean, he had all time to throw. I mean, what else do you think was going to happen? So, but Todd Wash, I feel like he's called more good games than bad, and I just really feel like this defense is just taking a step back, and the players we had on our roster last year just aren't as good as they are this year. I thought they would take a step forward, and then, you see Ramsey's like a little banged up, and certain guys are banged up. Calais Campbell went down with an injury. Malik Jackson left the game with an injury. He came back and played, but I just think some of our guys are just, going through the motions a little bit on defense, and we kind of hit a little rough patch as a defense. So I don't think it's necessarily too much blame to go around as far as Todd Wash is concerned. The offense has got to get moving, more than 3 and outs. So I feel like it's more on the offense than the defense. Defense is basically on the field that whole game. I think we all saw that stat where it said the Cowboys had like 16. The Cowboys had ran 16 plays on that one drive where they scored 17, and Jaguars only had 16 plays the whole game. So it was just a bad thing. We weren't able to control the ball. The plays just sucked. We look like a team that was going to finish 4-12, 3-13. This looks a lot like 2 years ago from 2012, and I don't think anybody before the season thought that it would look this bad going into the season. Everybody pretty much had us going to the Super Bowl, or at least in the playoffs, threatening to win a Super Bowl. And right now, this team doesn't look anything close to that. So I know we have a lot of injuries. I know we've hit a little rough patch with the offense playing bad, and the defense is getting gashed. Defense is getting gashed a little bit, but we're 3-3. We're at the same point we were last year, basically. So all is not lost. This is the NFL. This is a week-to-week league. This week we look horrible. Second straight week we looked horrible, but somebody's gonna have to light a fire in this team. Like, I don't really know the type of leaders that we have as far as rah-rah guys. I know Telvin Smith probably is a little loud, a little chirpy. Jalen Ramsey, yeah, he likes to talk, but I don't know how much of a leader he is as far as speaking in front of the guys as a unit. Maybe Barry Church is that guy, or Calais Campbell, but somebody in that defense or offensive room needs to step up in each of those units, and you just need a lot of fire under these guys, because these guys right now are not playing motivated. We suck. We're just a shitty team right now. It's really hard to defend this team right now, how bad we're playing. But but definitely leave a comment below. Definitely like the video. Subscribe if it's your first time watching. If you enjoy watching me, subscribe. We got a huge game versus the Houston Texans coming up. This game is going to be even more magnified now, because I believe we're all tied for first. So this is pretty much like our season early on in the season. This is a must-win, I believe, because if we lose this game, our confidence I think it's going to just be at an all-time low. Like, I think fans might actually start calling for Cody Kessler at that point if we lose. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely, the Houston game is going to be big, so I'm going to be looking forward to see how we look and how we prepare this week. Other than that, go Jags. I'll check in with you guys later. Hopefully, we'll have some brighter days ahead. Peace.